What's up, everybody? My name is Christian. I just started this YouTube channel. I just got the idea to do it. I don't know. I was just listening to this album. I thought, why not? Let's give this a go. So I just thought, here we go. Let's do this album review. So I just listened to "Year of the Tiger" by Myles Kennedy. I know Myles Kennedy from Alter Bridge. Person I know he works with Slash too. He's a phenomenal singer. I love his voice. I think he's one of the best rock singers, if not the best, in terms of his vocal ability in the modern rock age. So I thought I'd check out his first solo album that he just released this year. It's called "Year of the Tiger." I was expecting it to be more of like a rockish album. I mean, considering Myles Kennedy and Alter Bridge and whatnot. But then when I sat down and listened to it, I realized it's more of it's kind of like bluesy, country, southern, rocky kind of concept, and I enjoyed it. I really did. I did some research, and it turns out that it is a concept album based on the 1974, which is a Year of the Tiger, in which Myles Kennedy's father passed away when he was a young kid. I looked at his birthday; he would have been roughly 5 years old, so that's pretty tragic. But he does, take out all of that pain and frustration on this album, and it shows. I mean, he definitely put in some work there. So, in terms of the tracks themselves, I enjoyed the majority of them for the most part. There were a couple that was just kind of like, it didn't grab my attention as much. I'm not a huge like country whatever. I love blues and everything, but rock and metal have always been my main genre. So listening to this, it was nice. I mean, I've definitely enjoyed the country aspect. But I think what most stands out on this album is, again, Myles Kennedy's voice, and that's what I really expected out of him. He has the traditional really highs. He's got a lot of great harmonies on here, great melodies. The concept is pretty good. I couldn't really follow the story as much. Maybe I just didn't pay as much attention as I should have. But other than that, I mean, I enjoyed what the album was like. My personal favorite songs were "Devil on the Wall." It was just this very upbeat kind of, rockin' song, in which he talks about, how can I have faith in God when he took my father's soul away. And it's interesting to see him bringing this religious aspect into his music, because I think anytime when you can tie different ideas and concepts together, for me personally, I just really enjoy that, because it makes you think about all the different things that go into a situation. So with "Devil on the Wall," which was released as a single also, it was nice to hear that upbeat, song that's pushing you, but at the same time introducing this concept of religion into it, and how it affected him and his trust in God based on the death of his father. The next song that I really enjoyed, and probably my personal favorite on the album, is "Turning Stones." It was just the vocal harmonies on this, and the idea of, when you're turning a stone, you're trying to look at things through a different perspective. So for me, this was pretty interesting, because it shows Myles Kennedy trying to not necessarily look at his father's death in a positive way, but more of what can I do with this, with all this pain and whatnot. And it shows in this album again. And like I said, I love the way that he plays with the harmonies in this song, especially. It's just very raw, I would say. Probably my favorite vocal track on the album, in addition to just the melodies that he creates. And my third song that I really enjoyed, "Songbird," which is the 11th song out of the 12 songs on the album. And again, I just love that melody and whatnot. I just think he does a phenomenal job with his melodies on the entire album. Myles Kennedy is very known for his ability to sing in different pitches, different keys, just the power in his voice, and it definitely shows on this album, especially with the melodies on Songbird. So those would be my personal 3 song recommendations off the album if you didn't have much time. Overall, I enjoyed the album. I definitely was not expecting this kind of country vibe to it, but Myles Kennedy pleasantly surprised me, and I enjoyed the album. If I could rate it, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10, simply because, like I said, for me personally, I enjoyed the album, but I've never been too much into that country-ish vibe, and maybe that's a bias on my part. However, I was just expecting a little more push out of Myles Kennedy, and overall, though, it was a pretty decent album. You should definitely go check it out. Again, this is Myles Kennedy, Year of the Tiger.